If you're looking for one of the most all-terrain 4x4 chairs on the market, well, stay tuned. Hey, I'm Alex of Marc's Mobility. In this video, we're going to show you a Magic Mobility X8. This is a true 4x4 chair. This is an amazing unit here that is going to have a little bit over a 300-pound weight capacity. It does go somewhere, I believe, in that 5 to 6 mile an hour drive range, but really what makes this unit amazing is the 4x4 technology. So this unit does have 4 motors, one tied to each wheel, and you have these large knobby, they're about 14-inch tires by about 5.5, almost 6 inches in width, and they're a low PSI tire. So it's a 4 to 8 PSI on each tire, so it allows it to squish and really grip objects. So if you're looking to get on the beach in the softest of sands, you're trying to navigate around your property, there's really nothing else better than this chair on the market to be able to do that. So I will show this towards the end of the video of us driving outside in different types of terrain. But once again, we'll also put a couple other videos as well that show a comparison of some different all-terrain units in the description below. But once again, the X8 is one of the longest, is probably the original 4x4 chair to the market, and there's really nothing else that competes with this, maybe only besides the Quantum Outback, which is the only other alternative option to the X8. Now this particular unit does have an electric seat lift. It is going to be the only electrical seat function that you're going to have. So this seat is going to be able to elevate, and when I'm in the elevated position, I'll see if you can still drive the chair. Some of these were configured to be able to drive when elevated, some would not be able to drive when elevated. So I'm going to go ahead and raise this all the way up so that you can see what it looks like in that full position, and then see if the unit does still drive while elevated. This particular unit does have a little bit under 6 miles of total drive distance. So whoever got this chair was probably not able to use it because that is next to nothing on a chair. So now let me see. Okay, the unit does still drive when in the elevated seat position. It is just going to be at a reduced speed, but you would be able to still move this around in the elevated seat position. I'm going to go ahead and bring this back down. This chair does come with a swing away joystick, so you are able to swing the joystick to the side of the arm, so that way you're able to then pull up closer to a table. Obviously this chair does have a cup holder and a phone holder mounted on there, so the swing away, you'd have to take that off if you wanted to get closer to a table. But the swing away feature is a great feature to have because then the joystick's not in your way if you are trying to stand and transfer out of the unit and push off the end of the armrest. I do want to mention as well that the joystick is currently on the right hand side, but it can be put on the left hand side if needed. And then both the armrests do flip up all the way for easy access to get in and out of the unit as well. Now this particular unit does have a little bit of manual recline over here on the side, but I do want to mention it is manual. So it is not an electric recline. The only seat function that is electric on this unit is going to be the seat lift. So this particular unit does not have a headrest because it does not have the electric recline or the electric tilt. So there is no headrest on this unit if you were to be purchasing this unit as well. Now the unit also came with this nice tray back here as well, so if you needed to carry anything else back here, this is a nice platform that does stick off on the back of the unit, but it does come off very easy as well if you did not want to have it on there for any type of clearance purposes. The motors on this unit are amazing. They're a super high torque motor. Like I said, we've taken these units before on the softest of sand in the Florida beaches, and I have individuals that are 300 pounds that can go right through the softest of sand. So I have no reservations on where you can take this chair, whether it's snow, whether it's soft sand. I mean, this can almost go anywhere. You don't want to submerge the motors in water, so I wouldn't say, hey, go take it in the middle of a river fishing, things like that. And the reason I mention that is I've had customers ask me that before, but at least to be able to get down to the lake, down to the rivers, onto the beaches, things like that, this is an amazing all-terrain type power chair. Now it is not an indoor type chair, and the reason why I say that is because the way how it turns, it is a really high torque motor. I've just gotten pretty good at turning these chairs around over the years, but it is not something that you're going to want to be taking inside because of the amount of space that it needs to be able to turn. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of position this so I can show you the chair from the front. And so right here, now you're forward facing. What I wanted to show you is this chair does have headlights, and does also have turn signals. I'm just going to put the hazards on so that you can see that, but there's lights in the front and lights in the back. That is not always standard on these chairs as well. And then over here you have other ports as well, which is kind of like that bigger cigarette type lighter, that 12-volt port. And then you also have 2 USB ports as well, which was also additional when somebody bought this chair. The current setup on this unit is going to be about 18 inches in width by about 22 inches in depth. It does have a removable cushion, so we're able to put a different cushion on there, and there might be minor adjustments to the depth and width that we can do, but overall it would pretty much be about this size, 18 wide by about 22 inches in depth. We can probably shrink that down to about 20 inches in depth, but not anything crazy of configuration on this particular unit. The overall width of the unit is going to be outside of one drive tire to the outside of the other drive tire, and it is about 27 inches in overall width. The reason I mention that is people that have handicap ramps to go inside their vans for transporting these, they typically have about 31 inches of space, so this would easily go up a ramp and then come back down the ramp as well. Just remember that it is a little bit of a harder chair to drive, so you do have to go a little bit slow and go straight in and straight back on the unit. Foot plate here is a nice foot plate. This foot plate does flip up, and it does have some heel loops as well to kind of help keep the feet onto the foot plate. You're about 13 inches in width by about 10.5 inches in depth, and then you actually have calf pads back here as well for more comfort for the back of your legs. So the specs on the chair are one thing, but really the driving and how it operates outside is what's the most impressive about this chair. So if you would, go ahead and follow us outside, and we're going to kind of show you what this chair can do. So what we have here is that X8 that I was telling you, that true all-terrain chair. It was going about 6 miles per hour at top end speed, but once again I can kind of show you when you're on a large hardtop surface, it does have a pretty wide turning radius like so. So I just wanted to kind of show you that. It's not something that you're going to be, hey, tight turning radius like on some other power chairs. This is made for outside for true power. I'm 6 foot tall, 220 pounds. This unit fits me very well. Once again, if you were a little bit shorter, we'd be able to shorten the depth of the seat. But at my size, 6 foot 220, this is a very comfortable fit in the backrest and the overall size of the seat. So this particular unit, I also mentioned to you as well that it does drive with the seat elevated. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to elevate that seat now just to see what the speed is when it drives. I know it reduces the speed quite a bit, but just so I can give an accurate measurement, I'm going to go ahead and raise the seat all the way up and then go ahead and show you what that speed is. Once again, if you didn't see it in the video earlier, it does have headlights and tail lights on this unit, and it does have under 6 miles of total drive distance, so it's next to nothing on a chair like this. It's very rare that we get these chairs in with under 6 miles of total drive distance. So whoever originally ordered this chair was not able to use this, and then that is how we were able to purchase this with such low mileage. So now that I'm here, I'm going to go into the fastest speed setting while elevated and just see what this registers at. Like I said, it is a reduced speed. You are going to top out at about 1.3 miles an hour, so it's not going to be anything that's overly fast, but it is stable. So it's not necessarily like you want to sit here and drive this with the seat elevated, but maybe you were hunting, maybe you had it in the woods and you wanted to raise yourself up to be able to get that optimal shot and then kind of maneuver your chair around. You would be able to do this. The only thing that it makes sound-wise is when you do stop, you hear a little tiny click in the motors, which is completely normal releasing the brake assembly. But people ask me that, but it is very quiet. So it is going to be ideal for something if you were hunting. It's just a little click sound when you go to move and operate the chair, but once you're in motion, it doesn't really make much noise at all. I'm going to go ahead and bring the chair back down, and then I'm actually going to drive it kind of over here in this ditch behind us so that you can really kind of just see the true driving capability of this chair. All right, now that I'm all the way back down, I'll put it back in the fastest speed setting, and if you would, go ahead and follow me over there. So this chair is an absolute beast. I mean, this has got a pretty good slope right there. Not a problem at all. I mean, this chair can really go, like I mentioned, on the softest of sand. We have some pretty good tree roots over here, And I mean, that thing flies over that with no problem. I would not recommend going over stuff like that on a regular scooter or a regular power chair. I'm just going a little bit slower going down the slope so that I don't drive the foot plate into the ground. But that foot plate is adjustable if you wanted to put it a little bit higher so that you weren't going to hit an object if you were coming down something steep. But literally, sand, snow, dirt, thick grass, this chair has plenty of power to navigate really wherever you want to go. So if you're looking for a chair like that, this would be the unit for you.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.